Umang Shah. I am the Social Strategist for the U.S. Small Medium Business Division here at Microsoft. I'm going to share a little bit about our social strategy that we implemented last year and talk to you about how we're turning our fans and followers into brand advocates. So this past year, we focused heavily on building out a marketing ecosystem within our branded communities. We have other activities that are happening with our non-branded communities, but really we wanted to focus our attention on the properties that we owned. We have a couple of Facebook accounts, we have Twitter handles, as well as a LinkedIn presence, a blog, YouTube, and some other email marketing that we do, all of which can drive back to our small medium business hub on Microsoft.com. We spent a lot of time last year building out a specific focus and direction for each of these communities, giving them explicit value for our customers and our partners, and kind of the guiding principle behind the entire ecosystem is to either create or curate compelling content, deliver it to an engaged customer audience, amplify that message through a partner base, and then ultimately measure the effectiveness of everything with our infrastructure and our tools. So we're well into this. We ran a number of pilots last year. As you'll see from this engine slide, we really look at marketing kind of in this somewhat traditional marketing funnel view. Very top, we have our demand gen, just trying to increase awareness across both of our customer and partner audiences. We did that through kind of traditional and earned media. After we actually gain that awareness, hopefully the next action is around engagement, and that's where we ran a number of pilots last year. I'm going to share a little bit about one of the pilots that we ran, but we ran a number of them to try and encourage engagement through our social properties. But ultimately, any of these actions that we take part in really should drive through to a conversion event. For us, our primary conversion events are find, try, and buy. So we want our customers to either find a partner to help them implement a technology or purchase a product. We want them to try one of our products, download a trial, or sign up to find out more information. Or lastly, actually purchase the product on Microsoft.com. So any of those would be good conversion events for us. Where we took it a little bit further was working with Zuberance and building out a social advocacy platform, which ultimately helped to drive back through to each of the initial 3 steps for other prospects and other customers. And then we'll talk a little bit about, you see in this next slide here, one of the campaigns that we ran really just involved simple banners using the Net Promoter Score question, would you recommend Microsoft for small medium business? Yes or no? It's not actually yes or no. You'll see on this next slide here, we actually had a scale of 1 to 10. When they clicked on that, they would be presented with this question of how likely are they to actually recommend Microsoft for small medium business. And the way that we broke out our responses were if you responded 9 or 10, you were an advocate. You're really passionate about the product, you really believed in it, and you would definitely recommend it to a peer. If you were 7 or 8, it's kind of, for us, it was a passive. I mean, I think most people might view that as a fairly positive indicator, but we actually viewed it as being passive, kind of maybe a bit more traditional in the Net Promoter approach. But and then anything other than 7 through 10 was considered a detractor. Again, depending on who you are, you might change that around. But for us, this is the approach we took, and for each of these buckets, we had different actions. Zuberance allowed us to kind of have a specific action for advocates versus detractors and passives, and we had a process laid out for each of those groups. We saw with our first campaign, we saw really positive results. We get a lot of mixed anecdotal feedback about Microsoft, but this really allowed us to get some empirical data on how likely people were to recommend us, which I tend to agree is the most important factor. We found about over 70% of the people that we asked the question to, the people that responded, actually were advocates, which was very encouraging to us. I think that kind of validates some of our previous research that our customers did look to us for advice and guidance on technology. They looked at us as experts, and they trusted us, which is great. We also found that of the advocates that we identified, 25% of them actually went on to share an offer with their social networks and their business networks, which is, again, that's great. And we actually found that most advocates actually shared multiple times. So, just going beyond just like clicking it once, they would actually share to multiple networks and sharing and help to gain reach through across a number of different channels. In fact, one of the campaigns we actually ran, almost 100% of the advocates actually shared a promotional offer, which is great. 96%, you can't really beat those numbers. And I think what really kind of shows that we had all of the pieces put together correctly is when those offers, just having the offer shared out is great, but the inbound clicks that we actually received from those offers were up closer to 80%, which is, as the slide says, is staggering. So, 10,000 advocates shared this out to their networks. 8,000 of their friends actually clicked through and looked at the offer. So we were very happy with those results, and we're continuing to run other programs. We actually leveraged this platform with one of our other pilots. We have a really kind of interesting project that we've been running where we connect our customer audience with our partners. And our partners actually answer technical and kind of give technology-related help to our customers. And we leverage Zuberance to help to identify some of our most active and energized partners and leverage them to connect with customers for the most meaningful interactions. So we're pretty happy with that.